By looking to its past and the unparalleled reputation it once had for forward thinking, Citroen is confident it can make inroads at the trendy end of the small car market. With extrovert styling, high-tech features and a focus on futuristic design, the DS3 is a welcome return to Citroen doing what it does best. Long ago, in the days before Citroen was a budget brand for people who couldn't quite afford a Peugeot, it was a mark of innovation that produced cars of rare beauty. Perhaps its finest hour came with the launch of the iconic DS at the 1955 Paris Motor Show. Not only was it gorgeous, but with features like disc brakes, hydropneumatic suspension, power steering and a semi-automatic gearbox, it was years ahead of its time. Just over 50 years later, Citroen has again brought us a car badged DS. Eye-catching and in its own style equally innovative, it's getting people talking in just the same way. The DS3 is a trendy small car in the Mini or Fiat 500 mould. Nothing especially groundbreaking about that, you might think, but stop and consider for a moment. Now, before this Citroen arrived, established thinking dictated that fashionable little urban trinkets of this kind had to have a retro look with style based on an earlier classic model. All very nice, but also pretty cramped when it came to carrying people and packages. So this DS3 turns that thinking on its head, completely new and practical, but also instantly iconic. Other brands have tried the same thing, but with this car, only Citroen has truly succeeded. So what's it like to drive? Well, you get in and settle down on a sculpted seat that sets sporty and low. Ahead of you, the compact steering wheel feels just right, and all the vital dials are set into a deeply cowled, chrome-edged triple pod. Turn the key, and both rev counter and speedo zip around their dials and return to zero. You're ready to go. On the move, it's hard to believe that all the underpinnings for this car are basically borrowed from Citroen's conventional C3 Supermini. The lower body and stiffer suspension setup give this model a very different feel, as does the precisely weighted power steering, offering assistance when you need it and plenty of road feel when you don't. The damping also offers the best of both worlds, making you aware of bumpy surfaces but spiriting away the aftershock you could do without. It makes a Mini feel about as subtly sprung as a go-kart. Only the rather long throw gear change could be better. Under the bonnet, there's pretty much the same engine wear that you'll find in a Mini. After an entry-level 95 brake horsepower 1.4 litre petrol unit, that means in mainstream models the choice of various types of 1.6 litre power, either 90 or 110 brake horsepower HDI diesels, or the VTI variable valve timing units developed with BMW, offering either 120 or, in the form of this THP turbocharged engine, 150 bhp. Now this THP 150 variant gets from rest to 60 in just 7.3 seconds on the way to a top speed of 133 miles an hour, so it's as quick as a pricier Mini Cooper. Even the 120 brake horsepower petrol VTI makes 60 in under 9 seconds. And the diesels are fairly swift too. The 1.6 HGI 110 makes 60 in 9.8 seconds on the way to a top speed of 118 miles an hour. But plenty of small cars can match those performance figures. Few, though, can match the way that this car balances comfort with a can-do attitude when it comes to attacking your favourite B-road. Now, for the full DS3 experience in this respect, you have to choose this THP 150 model, which, for enthusiasts, is the best car the Peugeot Citroen Group has produced since the glorious Peugeot 205 GTI and Citroen Saxo hot hatches of the 90s. Unlike those cars, though, you're not faced with an awful din when you venture onto the highway, thanks to clever soundproofing that promotes refinement, yet still lets you enjoy the engine. There's nothing quite like this DS3. The whole profile is robust and chunky, yet smooth and refined, with a dynamic sense of movement, even when parked. From the shark's fin B-pillar and the contrasting roof panel to the vertically stacked LED running lights that flank the front grille and the distinct sill line that connects these wheel arches. This car is ferociously unconventional. It has the look of a concept styling study, yet Citroen has built it and you can buy it. Like a Mini, there's endless scope for personalisation. Even your key can be colour matched to the paintwork. And there's plenty of scope for your car to look as stunning or as stunningly bad as you like. The roof, for example, can be ordered not only in the contrasting colour that I've got here, but also with decals, leopard skin or polka dots, for example. But don't blame me if you tick the box for something like that, then struggle to sell your car on afterwards. Inside, where there's a feeling of high quality, the bespoke approach continues. Now here the dash is finished in piano black, but I could also have ordered it in red, blue, white or even carbon fibre finishes. The mandatory bad taste option is a covering in quilted leather. Quite. The two-tone dash has a style that mirrors the contrasting bodywork and roof outside, and the instruments are set into a trio of circular dials in a motif that's echoed by the round clusters of ventilation controls on the centre console. Freed by its C3 supermini stablemate from the need to offer 5 doors, the DS3 is relatively compact, but because it's not forced to follow a retro styling theme, it's able to offer more space inside than any other fashionable little 3-door can offer. Now, the 3 adults that Citroen rather ambitiously claims could sit across this back seat would certainly need to be on friendly terms, but at least their carriage is possible in a way that it would be simply laughable to attempt in a Mini. Mini owners would also look enviously at this DS3's 285-litre boot, given that it's getting on for twice as big. You get this useful luggage net to stop items moving around in transit, and of course you can push forward the 60/40 split folding rear bench to extend things further. Now, list prices suggest that you'll be paying somewhere in the region of £12,500 to £16,500 for your DS3. Although run right with the options list, and you can easily see that figure rise up to as much as £19,000. The entry-level 95 brake horsepower 1.4 and 150 brake horsepower 1.6 litre petrol models will save you around £1,000 on their identically engined but smaller Mini counterparts. While diesel DS motoring starts at well below Mini levels, albeit with a feebler 90 brake horsepower HDI engine. True, a Fiat 500 would cost you a little less, but that's a smaller, less mature feeling car. Now, whichever DS3 model you choose, the 90 or 110 brake horsepower 1.6 litre HDI diesels, or the 95, 120, or as in this case 150 brake horsepower VTI petrols, you should find it to be pretty well equipped. All models come with features like remote central locking, electric front windows, cruise control with a built-in speed limiter to keep your licence safe in 30-mile-an-hour zones, a multifunction trip computer, a leather-covered height and reach adjustable steering wheel with controls on it for the 6-speaker CD stereo, front fog lamps and a height adjustable driver's seat. Most variants also deliver air conditioning and a scented air freshener, but it's disappointing that an anti-theft alarm is only standard at the top of the range. At least safety isn't optional. Across the lineup you get twin front, side and curtain airbags, along with anti-lock brakes, together with electronic brake force distribution and emergency brake assist to maximise their effectiveness. Plus you get the ESP electronic stability control program to help you out on a slippery surface or if you enter a corner too fast. The engines in the DS3 are familiar Citroen units and are known to be economical for their size and type. The 1.6 litre HDI diesels will of course be the ones that drivers intent on saving fuel will gravitate towards, and both feature DPFS diesel particulate filters to further clean up their acts. Now the 90 bhp version is one that you can order in 99G form, designating its ability to deliver just 99 grams per kilometre of CO2, so saving you stumping up for a road tax disc. Perhaps more importantly, it's supposed to deliver 74.3 miles to the gallon on the combined cycle. Even the petrol units are reasonably frugal. This 133 mile an hour THP 150 variant managing 42.2 miles to the gallon on the combined cycle and 155 grams per kilometre of CO2. Now, to help you get close to these kind of figures on a regular basis, there's a gear shift light indicator on the dash to help you change up at the most opportune moment. Insurance costs, well, groupings range between 12E and 22E on the 1 to 50 insurance grouping system, and residual values should be better than normal mainstream Citroens. The DS3 embodies everything that's good about Citroen. Full of original ideas and delightful details, it's a design icon for the modern world, just in fact as the original DS was back in 1955. The sporty looks are backed up by an involving drive, and best of all, it's a car that you don't have to shed the family to enjoy. It's very individual, very chic, and most importantly, very Citroen.